Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about the best Japanese literature. Now, there are so many incredible Japanese books that have been translated into English. It's nearly impossible to narrow them down to just 10. From powerful family sagas to surreal mysteries and deeply philosophical meditations, Japanese literature offers something for every kind of reader. Before we dive into my top 10, here are a few honorary mentions that could have made the cut. Number 1, I have Botchan by Sōseki Natsume. Botchan is a witty and beloved classic about a rebellious young man trying to stay true to his ideals in a hypocritical society. It's a funny book, it's fast-paced and deeply Japanese in its humor and perspective. This is a little beauty of a book, In Praise of Shadows by Tanizaki. This is a short poetic essay that reflects on aesthetics, architecture, and the beauty of darkness. It's not a novel, but it's essential reading for anyone interested in Japanese culture. And look, even the front cover is beautiful. I couldn't not mention Yuko Tsushima, and this one in particular I love. It's called Territory of Light. This is a beautifully written, deeply emotional novel about a woman rebuilding her life as a single mother. Her other works, like Child of Fortune and Woman Running in the Mountains, are just as compelling, exploring themes of womanhood, independence, and quiet resilience. I should say that I don't actually live in England. I live in Japan myself, and a lot of my books are still overseas. One of them being Osamu Dazai's No Longer Human, which is a deeply unsettling and introspective novel that examines the alienation and existential despair of its protagonist. Dazai's portrayal of a young man trying and failing to connect with society is raw and poignant, making it a masterpiece in the realm of psychological literature. It almost made my top 10. One author I highly recommend is Yukio Mishima. Now, he is in my top 10, but there are a whole other series of books which didn't quite make it. One in particular is called Spring Snow, and I love it. This is a haunting, tragic love story filled with longing. It's set against the backdrop of an aristocratic decay. It's the first in his Sea of Fertility tetralogy and showcases Mishima's signature blend of beauty and fatalism. Another author who did make it into the top 10 is Yasunari Kawabata. Now, if you're into Japanese literature, you'll definitely know this author already, but this book didn't quite cut it for me. It's Snow Country. It's a masterpiece of minimalist prose where passion and silence live side by side in a snowbound mountain town. It could easily be in the top 10, but we included another of Kawabata's works that deserves just as much praise. I couldn't not also include Murakami. Again, if you're into Japanese literature, you will know him by name already. And there is a book called Norwegian Wood, a coming-of-age novel that resonates with readers around the world. Actually, so many of Murakami's novels could make it into the top 10 list, but we chose another one, which you'll find out later, simply because it's a great entry into his style and one that other fans will probably recommend to you if you're talking about this particular author. Number 10, we have Out by Natsuo Kirino, a chilling feminist noir that begins with a murder and unravels into a raw depiction of working-class women pushed to their limits. Out doesn't just shock, it explores gender, alienation, and the invisible weight of emotional labor. It's gritty, disturbing, and unforgettable. Number 9, a must-have book on your shelf if you're into Japanese literature. It is Rashamon and Other Stories by Ryūnosuke Akutagawa. The book explores the fragile nature of truth in stories like Rashamon and In a Grove. Multiple perspectives reveal how memory, guilt, and fear distort reality. These psychologically rich tales have inspired countless artists, including, of course, Akira Kurosawa, whose film adaptation brought Akutagawa international fame. I highly recommend the book and the stories, and I highly recommend the movie too. Number 8. I have this one in Japan with me. It's The Sound of the Mountain by Yasunari Kawabata, a quiet, meditative novel about aging, regret, and the slow unraveling of a family. Kawabata captures emotional subtleties with poetic precision. The sound of the mountain itself becomes a metaphor for life's fading echoes and the impermanence of all things. Number 7 is The Sound of Waves by Yukio Mishima. I mentioned this author earlier on, and he is a fantastic writer. I love this book in particular so much. It is a timeless coming-of-age love story of innocence and childhood insecurities. It is a luminous love story set in a small fishing village. The novel idealizes purity and tradition and the beauty of nature. It's a rare, optimistic work from Mishima, offering readers a story of resilience, young love, and the simple strength of human connection. It's a beautiful read. I highly recommend it. Coming in at number 6, and I'll be a bit cheeky with this one because I'm actually including 2 books by the fantastic author Seiichi Matsumoto. They are Tokyo Express and Inspector Imanishi Investigates. 2 tightly crafted mysteries from a master of social crime fiction. First, and perhaps edging in as my favourite between the 2, is Tokyo Express. Now, in this book, a man and a woman are found dead on a remote beach in what appears to be a double suicide. But not all is as it seems to be. But as Detective Toragai notices a train timetable discrepancy that unravels the entire case. The plot weaves together misdirection, timing, and bureaucratic detail to deliver a surprising yet logical conclusion. It's a short but intricate novel, and the final twist lands with a quiet power. Very, very good. So that is Tokyo Express. As I said, I probably prefer this one, but this one is perhaps seen as his better work. Inspector Imanishi Investigates follows a more methodical path, an atmospheric path when a man is found murdered near a rail yard. The titular inspector begins a long and patient investigation that takes him across Japan and deep into post-war identity. The plot unfolds through interviews, travel, and observation, slowly revealing a crime rooted in artistic ambition and betrayal. The ending ties together the personal and the societal, leaving readers with a satisfying sense of justice earned. Coming at number 5 is this excellent classic called Kokoro by Natsume Sōseki, a profound and heartbreaking meditation on guilt, isolation, and the emotional distance between generations. Kokoro examines the human soul with a subtlety that still resonates over a century later. Sōseki's restrained prose leaves space for deep reflection. Again, another must-read for fans of Japanese literature. Number 4, my copy is here on the screen, is the Makioka Sisters by Jun'ichirō Tanizaki, a sweeping portrait of a fading aristocratic family in pre-war Japan. Through the lives of 4 sisters, Tanizaki captures the tension between tradition and change, duty and desire. Rich in cultural detail, this is an elegant, slow-burning masterpiece. Number 3. I mentioned Murakami at the start of the video, and this is his magnum opus. It is The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. I can't have a top 10 Japanese books list and not include Murakami's seminal work. Murakami has almost a cult following and has many amazing books under his name. He often uses magical realism in his stories, and this one is a surreal journey through Tokyo backstreets and hidden psychic realms. As the protagonist searches for his missing wife, he uncovers forgotten histories and personal trauma. It is a metaphysical mystery, a political novel, and a meditation on the soul, all in one. Coming in at number 2 is The Tale of Genji by Murasaki Shikibu. Written over 1,000 years ago, The Tale of Genji is considered the world's first psychological novel, and arguably the first true novel ever written. It follows the life and loves of Hikaru Genji, a nobleman known for his beauty, charm, and tragic fate. The story traces his romantic entanglements from youthful passion to mature heartbreak, and then continues into the lives of his descendants. But what makes Genji so remarkable is its emotional depth and psychological complexity. There are themes of impermanence and longing and social duty, and the bittersweet nature of love are explored with unmatched nuance. The novel portrays a world where beauty and sadness are always entwined, where fleeting pleasures are savoured precisely because they do not last. Its poetic language, layered structure, and richly developed characters have inspired writers and scholars for generations. More than a historical document or romantic tale, The Tale of Genji is a profound meditation on life, love, and of time itself. Have your favourite Japanese books been in my list so far? Let me know in the comments. But as for my personal number 1 pick, it is This it is Silence by Shūsaku Endō. Considered one of the greatest works of Japanese literature, Silence delves deep into the themes of faith, culture, and personal sacrifice. The novel is set in the 17th century during a period of intense Christian persecution in Japan. It follows the journey of a young Portuguese Jesuit missionary called Rodrigues, who travels to Japan to find his mentor, Ferrara, who is rumored to have renounced his faith under duress. Rodriguez's arrival in Japan is marked by the grim reality of the Christian persecution. He witnesses the brutal execution of Christians, the betrayal of his fellow missionaries, and the deep inner turmoil of having to choose between his faith and his own survival. The novel's central question revolves around whether silence, the perceived absence of God in the face of suffering, can still be interpreted as a divine presence. Silence is not just a story of religious persecution, but also a meditation on identity, personal beliefs, and moral conflict. Endō's exploration of faith is not one-sided. He allows readers to understand the complexities of the different sides involved: the persecuted Christians, the Japanese government, and the missionaries. Rodriguez's struggle is universal. It's about the cost of staying true to one's beliefs, especially when faced with overwhelming opposition. Endō's depiction of silence as the ultimate test of faith is profoundly impactful. The silence of God in the face of suffering is both maddening and haunting. Rodriguez's eventual fall is seen not as a betrayal of his faith, but as a complex, heart-wrenching decision made in the name of compassion and survival. But why is Silence considered one of the best pieces of Japanese literature? It's because Endō goes beyond just telling a story. He challenges the very concept of faith and belief in a deeply human and empathetic way. His narrative is a profound examination of spirituality that refuses to offer easy answers. Silence has withstood the test of time due to its deep philosophical underpinnings, emotional complexity, and the way it forces readers to confront uncomfortable truths about religion, culture, and personal sacrifice. It is a novel that not only tells a powerful story, but also compels readers to reflect on their own beliefs and their own values. So that was my top 10 with a few honorary mentions. Did you see your favorite Japanese book in my list today? Let me know in the comments. It's probably worth a note to say any of these books and any of these authors are a bit of a rabbit hole, really. You can go down deeper and deeper into other books that they've written, which are all fantastic, and other authors which aren't even on my list as well. There's so many different types of Japanese authors, Japanese books, Japanese stories, classic ones, modern ones, contemporary stories, weird and wacky tales as well. So many. So make sure to explore Japanese literature as well. I highly recommend. Thanks for watching.